Boss up, get that money, get that money. She a queen and they love her cause she got her own place, own car, and she black home.
What's up, mothers? It's your girl Queen, and welcome to Nick's Feed. Today's topic is going to be about how to know you are breastfeeding correctly. Okay, so number one, your baby is initially going to latch on your breast. So usually in the hospital, your doctors will teach you about how the baby latches and show you how that works. Once the baby latches, they'll immediately start drinking, okay? And you'll know that a baby is getting milk from you because you will hear them swallow. Once you hear them swallowing the milk, you know they're getting fed, okay? I also took some notes down so I could also remember, but swallowing is number one. Next thing, when you're breastfeeding a baby, they will always poop during or almost after every feeding, okay? That is something that's just naturally going to happen. Okay, so my next tip would be that the baby will get sleepy while feeding or after the feeding during the burp process. Usually the pat on the back is somehow soothing to them, and it'll help them to relieve gas as well as go to sleep. Right, mama? So they can either burp between feedings and after, or sometimes it'll just be after the feeding. And sometimes you just have to be consistent because some babies are harder to burp than others, such as mine, for example. Also, they will spit up milk if they are overeating. That's how you know that they are getting enough milk or even receiving it from you. They will cry for more even when they are content. Now, if your baby is anything like mine, she's a greedy monster. So she's always crying for more milk. So you will have to just know your own child and how much they eat. When you do feed, you will feel a letdown every time that they feed as milk comes down to feed your baby. Now, during this letdown, if you notice that after it's over, the baby is feeding on one side for a really long time, like longer than 10 minutes, go ahead and switch them over to the other side so that they can receive that full breast and feed on that as well. If you're not sure how long a baby should feed before, getting full or overeating, I would say for the first 2 to 3 months, do about 10 minutes on each side, just so you know that they are receiving milk in full amounts and that they are getting full, and that should be enough time, no more than 20 to 25 minutes for them to eat. Also, if you are choosing to pump milk for your baby, you will see how many ounces about average that they do eat. Also, pumping will tell your breast, hey, I need to produce more milk so that they can have plenty, for the future if you're trying to save some for a rainy day or a work day or whatever you have going on. Which would be also a good idea to see how much that they will drink out of a bottle in ounces. So if you ever are curious about if your baby's eating enough, you'll see how much they drink out of a bottle and how long you'll need to feed if you are breastfeeding. Also, they will sleep until the next feed. Usually, especially if they're a newborn, that means that it'll be about 2 or 3 hours, maybe rest max. So if that happens, you'll know that they are content, or they might be awake. They'll be aware of things and, just spending some time up for a little bit. They won't be too fussy and crying, basically. And like I mentioned before, as long as you know your child and how much that they eat, don't let them overeat if they do start to cry for more milk. It's just kind of a natural thing that they do since they only eat and sleep. If you know that they're full, their diaper's changed and they're good to go, and it's around their nap time after the feed, I would make them go to sleep and wait for their next feeding, just to be sure. So my next step would be weight gain. You'll know your baby's eating enough because they will be gaining weight. And as long as you're making your weekly to monthly doctor's visits and the baby is gaining the amount of weight that they should according to your doctor, then you have nothing to worry about. And feel free to ask questions as well. So of course, ask your pediatrician all the questions that you need about your personal experience breastfeeding and about your personal child's medical reasons and things like that, so that way you have a better understanding if you're doing the right thing and if you are feeding the proper ways and what you need to do next. These are just my tips from my experience of breastfeeding, and I'm passing them along to you guys in hopes that it will help you. Also, just continue to pump and continue to feed. The more that you squeeze out of your breasts, the more your body will produce, because it's like, okay, I need to produce more. They're trying to get more. Even if nothing is coming out, when you're pumping, just keep trying, because more will produce on the next round that you have to pump, okay? So even if it's just a little bit, keep going. There's also this tea that I've been drinking. I'm starting to drink it twice a day. It's called Mother's Milk, and I just started on it, so I haven't had any final results with it, but it is known and told by moms that it helps to produce more milk, so you can have it for storage, so you can feed more to your baby and get over that feeling of, hey, am I producing enough to feed my child? Also, what's really important is your own diet. Make sure you're eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, snacks in between the day. Just keep up with your own diet, because you need to be nutrient rich so you can feed your baby as well. So you don't want to be not eating all day and then feeding your baby. What are you feeding them? So you got to keep yourself healthy to keep them healthy. And thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.